The world feels a little quieter today, doesn't it? The volume has been turned down on a life lived at full blast, a life that reverberated through generations, shaking the foundations of music and popular culture. Ozzy Osbourne, the eternal Prince of Darkness, a moniker he embraced and embodied with every fibre of his being, a figure who both terrified and captivated, has left us at 76, a life marked by incredible highs and turbulent lows, a testament to the sheer force of will that defined him. His passing marks the end of an era, a significant punctuation mark in the ongoing saga of rock and roll, an era defined by excess, rebellion, and a raw, untamed energy that Ozzy personified. The wild man of rock, the one who bit the head off a bat and lived to tell the tale, a symbol of rock and roll's glorious, unhinged abandon. The architect of heavy metal, the voice that launched 1,000 riffs, is gone. The sonic landscape he helped create will forever bear his imprint. For decades, Ozzy defied logic, medicine, and mortality, a walking, talking miracle of rock and roll survival. He cheated death so many times, it became part of his mystique, becoming both a legend, an icon etched into the very fabric of popular culture, and a beloved TV father. He opened his home and his family to the world, revealing a surprisingly endearing and relatable side. The shock is global. The news reverberates across continents, uniting fans in shared grief. His music brought solace and rebellion to millions, a soundtrack to countless lives, a source of strength and defiance in a world that often felt overwhelming. Mourning Ozzy feels personal, a deep sense of loss that transcends mere fandom, even for those who never met him. He had a way of connecting with people on a primal level, tapping into something raw and authentic within them. He was larger than life, a mythical figure who seemed to defy the laws of physics and good taste. Yet always John Michael Osborne from Aston, Birmingham, a grounding reminder of his humble origins. A working-class dreamer who made it, proving that anything is possible with enough grit and determination. His death isn't just the loss of a musician, it's the loss of an icon, a cultural phenomenon. It's the closing of a chapter in rock history. A chapter filled with chaos, innovation, and unforgettable moments. Ozzy was the last of a breed, a true original, a force of nature, untamed, unapologetic, and real. He never pretended to be anything he wasn't, and that's what made him so beloved. The world now faces a landscape, a musical terrain, without its Prince of Darkness. The throne sits empty, a void that may never truly be filled. Tributes pour in from every corner of the globe, a testament to his widespread influence and enduring legacy. Veterans, young bands, all united in heartbreak, acknowledging the profound impact he had on their lives and their music. Radio stations play Sabbath and solo classics. The airwaves are filled with the sounds of Ozzy, a constant reminder of his presence. Fans gather at his Hollywood star, leaving flowers and messages of love and gratitude. It's a global wake, a collective mourning for a man who touched so many lives, for a man who was more than a singer, more than a musician. Ozzy was a symbol of resilience, a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity, a beacon for outcasts, a voice for the voiceless, a champion for those who felt like they didn't belong. And the heart of heavy metal, he gave a genre its soul, its identity, its rebellious spirit. His influence is everywhere, woven into the fabric of modern music, his absence impossible to ignore. The stage feels emptier, the music a little less vibrant. The madman is gone, the world is a little less crazy, but his legend is immortal. His music will live on, inspiring generations to come. Amid global grief, the most heartfelt message came from Ozzy's family. Sharon, Amy, Kelly, and Jack released a statement, simple, direct, and deeply human, mourning a loving husband and father. They asked for privacy, reminding us that behind the legend was a man deeply loved. Sharon, his partner for over 4 decades, lost not just a rock icon, but her soulmate. Kelly and Jack remembered their dad for his laughter and love, not his fame. Their pain is a private echo of the world's mourning. The Osbournes' unity and strength anchor this storm of tributes. To truly understand the enigma that is Ozzy Osbourne, we need to delve into his formative years. We must return to the gritty post-war landscape of Aston, Birmingham, a city rebuilding itself amidst the echoes of wartime industry. Born into a large, working-class family struggling to make ends meet, school was a constant challenge for young John Michael Osbourne, often proving to be a tough and unforgiving environment. But amidst the hardships, music emerged as his sanctuary, his escape from the daily grind. It was a world where he could lose himself and dream of something more. The infectious energy and revolutionary sound of the Beatles ignited a spark within him, inspiring him to pursue his own musical path. They showed him that anything was possible. But beyond the mainstream pop, a darker, heavier sound was beginning to brew in the industrial heart of his city, a sound that resonated with the anxieties and frustrations of a generation. Ozzy's uniquely haunting wail, a raw and untamed voice filled with emotion, combined with his restless and rebellious energy, set him apart from the crowd. This raw talent found its true purpose and direction when he fatefully crossed paths with Tony Iommi, a guitarist with a distinctive, powerful style. Along with the rhythmic backbone provided by Geezer Butler on bass and Bill Ward on drums, the pieces of a musical revolution began to fall into place. Together, these four young men from Birmingham forged a band that would soon be known as BlackSabbath, a name that would send shivers down the spines of the establishment. They weren't just playing music, they were inventing a whole new genre, heavy metal, a sound that was as dark and foreboding as the industrial landscape that surrounded them. They did this by channeling the bleakness and despair of their surroundings, the factories and the poverty directly into their music, creating a sound that was both terrifying and cathartic. Their self-titled debut album in 1970 was nothing short of seismic, a musical earthquake that shook the foundations of popular music. Tracks like the ominous and groundbreaking Black Sabbath and the anti-war anthem War Pigs quickly became the anthems for the disaffected youth, the outcasts and the rebels who felt alienated by mainstream society. Ozzy, with his unique stage presence, wasn't necessarily a technically perfect singer, but he possessed an undeniable magnetic charisma that captivated audiences. He was a misfit, an outsider who had finally found his tribe, a group of like-minded individuals who shared his passion and understood his struggles. Sabbath's string of classic albums, each one a masterpiece of dark and heavy artistry, definitively shaped and defined an entire genre of music. But the relentless touring, the pressures of fame, and the temptations of the rock and roll lifestyle soon took their toll on the band members. By 1979, Ozzy's escalating struggles with addiction had reached a breaking point, ultimately leading to his departure, or rather his firing from Black Sabbath. To many it seemed like the end of the road for the madman, a tragic downfall for a rock icon. But in reality it was only the end of the first chapter in the extraordinary and unpredictable saga of Ozzy Osbourne. Despite the setbacks and the challenges, Ozzy's personal and professional journey was far from over. In fact, it was about to enter an even more turbulent and triumphant phase. The world at large had absolutely no idea of the sheer magnitude of what was brewing just beneath the surface, the musical storm that was about to be unleashed. The Prince of Darkness, against all odds, would rise again, stronger and more iconic than ever before. Cast out from Sabbath, Ozzy spiraled into a dark period of uncertainty. The future seemed bleak, the path ahead unclear. He was adrift, a solo star without a stage, grappling with the sudden loss of his musical home and brotherhood. It was then that Sharonosbourne, a force of nature in the music industry, stepped in. Recognizing his raw talent and undeniable charisma, she saw potential where others saw only a fallen rock star. She became his manager, a guiding light in the storm, and eventually his wife, solidifying a partnership that would defy all odds. Their bond was more than just personal, it was a strategic alliance that would reshape the landscape of rock and roll. Sharon believed in him fiercely, even when he couldn't believe in himself. She provided unwavering support, a constant source of encouragement during his darkest hours, fueling his determination to rise again. Together, they sparked one of rock's greatest comebacks, a phoenix rising from the ashes of a shattered career. It was a testament to their combined strength, vision, and unwavering belief in the power of music. With the arrival of guitar prodigy Randy Rhoads, A new sound began to take shape. Rhodes' classical influences and blistering solos injected a fresh energy into Ozzy's music, setting the stage for a sonic revolution. Ozzy released Blizzard of Oz in 1980, an album that would redefine heavy metal and solidify his place as a solo icon. Tracks like Crazy Train, with its unforgettable riff and high-octane energy, and I Don't Know, a defiant anthem of self-discovery, became instant classics, catapulting Ozzy back into the spotlight. His solo career exploded, exceeding all expectations and silencing any doubts about his ability to stand on his own. He achieved multi-platinum success, a testament to his enduring appeal and the power of his music to connect with audiences worldwide. His wild stage antics, a blend of theatricality and raw energy, became legendary, solidifying his reputation as a true showman. And with it, a new madman persona was born, a larger-than-life character that captivated audiences and cemented his place in rock history. Tragedy struck with Rhodes' untimely death, a devastating loss that shook the music world and left Ozzy heartbroken. But Ozzy, fueled by grief and a determination to honor Rhodes' memory, pressed on, refusing to let tragedy define his career. He continued to evolve, working with a succession of talented guitarists like Jake E. Lee and Zakk Wylde, each bringing their unique style to his music. Hits like Bark at the Moon, with its iconic werewolf imagery, and No More Tears, a powerful ballad showcasing his vulnerability, followed, further solidifying his status as a rock icon. In the 90s, Ozzfest launched a groundbreaking music festival that introduced a new generation of metal bands to the world, cementing Ozzy's legacy and solidifying his position as the undisputed godfather of metal. His solo success proved he was more than just Sabbath's frontman. He was a force to be reckoned with, a true artist in his own right. He was a survivor, a showman, and an icon who defied expectations and inspired millions. Ozzy turned his darkest moments into triumph, transforming personal struggles into powerful anthems that resonated with audiences worldwide. His resilience, his unwavering spirit, and his refusal to give up inspired millions to overcome their own challenges and pursue their dreams. The madman was unstoppable, a true legend who continues to inspire and entertain generations of music fans. Just when you thought Ozzy had done it all, he conquered TV. The Osbournes on MTV revealed a new side. The bewildered, lovable dad behind the Prince of Darkness. Cameras captured chaos, humor, and family life. Ozzy became an accidental sitcom star. His Sharon yell became iconic, and the show made the whole family household names. The series humanized Ozzy, showing his vulnerability and deep love for his family. It introduced him to a new generation, far beyond metal fans. The Osbournes cemented his place in pop culture. Ozzy was now a legend in music and television. In 2020, Ozzy revealed his battle with Parkinson's disease. The diagnosis was a blow, but he faced it with honesty and grit. The disease affected his mobility, but not his spirit. He released 2 acclaimed albums, Ordinary Man and Patient Number 9, confronting mortality and love. Ozzy's voice, though weathered, remained powerful. He spoke openly about his struggles, inspiring others with his resilience. Even as his body weakened, his will never did. Ozzy faced his greatest challenge head-on, refusing to surrender. News of Ozzy's passing united the music world in grief. BlackSabbath bandmates, metal legends, and artists from all genres paid tribute. Tony Iommi called him a brother. Geezer Butler remembered their wild youth. Metallica, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Paul McCartney, and Elton John honored his influence and spirit. Younger bands like Slipknot and Korn credited Ozzy for their careers. He was a mentor, a hero, and the godfather of metal. The tributes showed his impact spanned generations and genres. Ozzy's legacy is one of inspiration, respect, and love. Unable to tour in his final years, Ozzy still had one last surprise. In August 2022, he appeared unannounced at the Commonwealth Games closing in Birmingham. With Tony Iommi, he performed Paranoid and Iron Man at Villa Park, his hometown stadium. The crowd's roar was deafening. Ozzy, visibly moved, delivered a triumphant farewell. It was a full-circle moment. The boy from Aston, now a global icon, saying goodbye on home turf. His final performance was short but unforgettable. It was a gift to fans and a perfect bookend to his career. Ozzy left the stage on his own terms, with the world singing his name. The Prince of Darkness went out in glory. How do you measure Ozzy Osbourne's legacy? It's not just albums sold or awards won, it's the millions who found belonging in his music. Ozzy was the patron saint of misfits, the originator of heavy metal, and a symbol of resilience. He fell, got back up, and faced every challenge in public, inspiring generations. Today we mourn and celebrate his incredible life, the voice, the madness, the humor, the heart. Our deepest condolences to Sharon, Amy, Kelly, Jack, and his grandchildren. The music is immortal. New generations will discover the magic of the madman from Birmingham. Ozzy's shadow will never fade. He taught us to embrace our weirdness and never give up. Rest in power, Ozzy. Your legend endures forever.